Yeah, hello, welcome to this broadcast. I hope I'm live because, well, we changed something again, trying something new. The video is looking a little bit different today. Yeah, as you see, I'm kind of melted into the background. We trying a new way of getting the webcam into the broadcast. So yeah, please let me know how this looks, how you like it. So I'm going to kick off with a couple of 5-minute games as usual. I'd like to play some. So what do we get here? I'm a beast. That's cool. So he's a GM also. No name in there, so we just have to be content. Oops, that was a bad idea. We just have to be content with the information that it's a GM, but we don't know much more. Okay, I'm going to play the H3 line against the King's Indian, a line that I have played quite a bit over the years. I'd like to know it better, but yeah, I'm going to try it anyway. It's in fashion nowadays. So yeah, knight h5. He's going for f5. I think g3 is what they normally play nowadays. The old move is knight to h2, but this has lost popularity quite a bit. I think they take and go knight h4 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but I'm kind of inventing stuff as I go along. I really don't know it precisely. There's also maybe knight to f4 here. I wonder if this kind of move order was correct. Anyway, let's see. Bishop e2. He probably has to go back to f6. And what now? Yeah, I'm probably going to go for a long castling anyway, like bishop is out, queen d2 or something. I wonder if bishop e3 can be answered with f4. I don't really buy that. f4. Maybe. No. Okay. So let's continue with normal moves. Knight c5 or knight e4 might be something. Knight e4, yes. I wonder if bishop h6 is a move, or if that is far too slow. I always like to trade off those bishops in the King's Indian. I really have a soft spot for that, so I'm going to do that. Knight e4 I can take. Knight e4, queen c1, and I don't mind that position. It looks kind of okay. Yeah, his bishop is also a potentially good piece there on the long diagonal. It covers the king, and as I said, it can be really active there. So my basic idea is to maybe capture on g7 and play, let's say, queen e3, castling long, maybe f4. Or maybe castling short, actually. There's no particular reason to go with long castle anymore. I think something like f4 must be the critical test of what I'm doing here. Something dynamic. If he allows me to capture and go like queen e3 and f4. Oh, that's one interesting. That's interesting. But I can still go back. And I have that f4 idea. The reason why queen e3 seemed interesting to me, or putting the queen there, is that now f4 can be simply answered by queen takes e4. So that's a pretty simple way to prevent f4. Yeah, I wonder if I should play f4 now, or is that is that badly timed? I can do that first and then f4. Yeah, that's a pretty good position, I think, for white, unless I'm overlooking some dynamic that I don't understand. From a purely static point of view, that is a very nice position, because f4 will fix this pawn on f5 and give me some very direct play. Let's go here. Have to do that anyway. Step aside. Yeah, okay, but I have rook g1. I wonder if he maybe this bishop on e2 could prove to be a problem, a liability. Okay. Yeah, I didn't do an announcement video today on my own channel, and it was simply due to the fact that I was too busy today. I simply couldn't make it. So I would love to take with the queen, but he might have knight takes g3. That's a shame. Yeah, I have to take with that. Which is no problem, really, I think. Knight back here. Or do I give the check on d4? Let's start with that move. Nothing wrong with that idea. What is he doing now? Just maybe queen f6, huh? That makes sense. Simple move. Yeah, I can take. And what now? Bishop d3. Yeah, maybe. Attack the pawn there. Yeah, that looks like a pretty nice position. Yeah, some people may have thought that there would be no stream today. Yeah, maybe. But I'm basically on every Monday. I was on vacation, of course, but on regular Mondays I'm online really absolutely every Monday. So okay, he gave me the f5 pawn. Maybe there was no alternative to that. So okay, I have knight h6 for knight f7 mate, which looks like a pretty tricky thing for him. Looks like he has to play some passive reply to that. Knight f7 mate. Yep, he had to do that. And now, well, he really cannot move much. How to do that? What is the best way to go about that? Rook g5, f5 is not... Right, it's not a bad idea. He cannot really go... If I go to f5, he cannot really go king g7 because of rook f... Nah, almost rook f6. Rook f5, king g7. Well, there's no really good reply there. I want to go to f3 and threaten rook f5. He cannot move the... He couldn't move the knight as well. Knight e4 is a move. I forgot about knight e4. Okay. So that's not good. That gives him far more play than necessary. Really far more. Nah. Yeah, wow, what a bad game. I mean, not a bad game. I completely outplayed the guy, but I completely froze at the end. That was bad. The final was pretty bad of that. What a shame. Yeah, I mean, I'm just completely winning, of course, yeah. Like around here. But how should I have done that? His d pawn got far too dangerous. I was too focused on those tricks with rook f5 probably. Okay, let's get a new game and see what happens. Yeah, I could have played that much better near the end of that game. Yeah, I have to really restore my rating. 2-3 something doesn't sound too good. I usually am around 2,400 something. Deep Black Grandmaster. Who is that? Is there a name? Carlos Garcia Palermo. Okay, so a second GM in a row. And let's see, I'm going for the Nimzo, my main opening, and see if I can get something in from my book. Yeah, that's an interesting line. b4 e5 is particularly interesting. Yeah, there are not that many viewers. I missed that announcement video. Yeah, I was simply too busy today. The main thing was that I'm also helping to organize things in my chess club, and today we had to enter all the teams for the upcoming season. Yeah, like who plays on what board and stuff like that, which is really tons of work. And yeah, it took so long that I couldn't really do much else, let's say. So yeah, that line is pretty harmless for black. It's not terrible for white or anything, but it's a bit difficult for white to find anything great here. Black has a good good space advantage even here on the king side. And what he can do is he can try to pile up on the h-pawn, but this is not particularly dangerous. So black has no problem here whatsoever. The question is, do I play it with c5, with c6? There are a couple of ideas that make sense. Yeah, I'm going to start with that. It's not quite clear what's best, but that's not a bad move. Okay. King b1 is... yeah, this is typical. He wants to go c5, really. Okay, let's stop that. If he takes, knight takes, I have bishop f3, knight d4, and a very nice position, so that's not going to work. Okay, he's moving the knight away. The question is, should I take on g3 or not? If I take there and play queen f2, I'm trying to win material already. Wow. Okay. Yeah, the thing is, he cannot even take there. He cannot take here. I can. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. He can take there, but I can play queen f4. I mean, isn't that kind of annoying. It will takes a little bit of time now to arrange that. Queen e1. Yeah, the thing is I have the move g4 even if I want, which is not bad, or knight g6, which is also not bad. Tough to say. It's both pretty good. g4 is also good. Yeah, okay. I don't mind really. It's both continuations are pretty okay. So what now? Okay, if he takes on g3 with the knight, there's this knight h5 idea, which is a bit annoying. Maybe the other one was better. Anyway. I've got rook h5 actually. I was planning queen g5. I was planning queen g5, but that wasn't a good idea. Okay, so what I played was not good. Instead of black being better, now I'm in trouble. And I could have had a very good position. That's a bit of a shame. It's a real shame from that great position that I had. What happened here? If I take f3, he's got rook f1, no? And I have no... the bishop is hanging. So what is he playing? Bishop e4. My queen doesn't have many squares. It's really not very convenient. So let's see. So rook to h5. I wanted to go knight g8, knight f6 if possible. It's very slow. Someone was saying, I would say that white has at least a slight advantage in all lines in his books. What do you mean, my book? I don't think so. I mean, I'm not producing a black repertoire book where white is better in every line. That's not true. There are 2 or 3 lines where white retains a very small advantage, but that's all of it. Yeah. What now? I didn't see how my queen is trapped immediately. This is why I allowed that, but it looks tricky. Quite clearly. Bishop e2 or something. I go queen e4 then, with check. Okay, so I'm just going back now. Okay, it can take f5 here. And then what, rook h5 or... And rook g4, of course. Yeah, I'm very slow. What is he going to do? Maybe... That's also not great, huh? Rook g4 is a real annoyance. That's also great. Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's simple. I'm playing really badly here, right? Wow, spoiling that position is really a shame. White wasn't in good shape like 12 moves ago, and I managed to really screw that up royally. Huh. Wow. My queen is trapped. Okay. Around here I have a really good position. Just, I mean, I totally misplayed that. He has a bad bishop and basically no plan in this position. And I completely killed myself. Wow. Okay. Yeah, there's someone asking, Gajinsko. I just asked, he said, people will stop playing d4 against me now that I published a book about meeting it. No, I don't think so. Of course, I will play some things. I will play some things from the book, but it's part of my regular repertoire. But I'm not going to play those openings all of the time. So I don't think that there's any particular change to expect there. Okay, we got another King's Indian, and I really want to win games there. It's pretty bad having two better positions and losing both games. That's really not good. I mean, the first position was really winning. The second one was just an advantage, but I just lost both games pretty badly. So I'm going g4 as white usually does in those lines, gaining space and trying to prevent black's play on the king side. Yeah, that's an interesting try. Okay, I'm going to do this and go h5, simply opening up the king side. Those positions are very difficult to play, even though sometimes yeah, black is not in particularly great shape. It turns out to be very difficult to play. So it's always tricky. Yeah, that's the question. If I release another book in the future, what will it be about? I'm probably not going to do another book. I have some other ideas in terms of when it comes to publishing chess content, but it's probably not going to be a book. Or let's say, yeah, a book that a book like the one I had published now. I will definitely put out details about those projects, but it's not yet something that is yeah, altogether that clear what I'm going to do exactly. Okay, he wants to put his knight there to f4. Yeah. Okay, I can just take h5 if I want, but it's not the best move, pretty much. Queen f6 is a possibility that he might have. On knight f4, I'd like to play knight c4. I mean, maybe I can play knight c4 anyway. Bishop h6 is also a move that could happen. Yeah, It's a tricky position. I mean, this is the kind of thing, if you give it to a computer, it will win with white every game, but it's still kind of tricky. My king is on e1, and yeah, not easy. I didn't greedily take a pawn, as someone writes in the chat. What I did is I completely won the light squares with that. And I have some problem here with the queen on g5. There is a dark squared problem, definitely. That's true. But it's not, I wasn't grabbing just a pawn. That's simply not the case. Queen d2 maybe, or yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy to play, especially for a human. Queen g2. Queen g2 is a move. Ah, tricky. Yeah. Queen g2 can happen. That's too bad. Yeah, e4 and h1 is hanging. I'm checking. I'm playing a bit too loose here, I think. Yeah, I should play in a bit more solid fashion. Even, I mean, you shouldn't try to punish the other guy every game like so hard, like I'm trying to do. Okay, wow. Yeah, e4 is still hanging. Yeah, queen d2 was lousy. I just saw queen g2 far too late. Yeah, and now it's a huge problem. Bishop h6 is a huge problem in particular. Wow. Yeah, black had a number of good moves. That's just one of them. But at least I have the d pawn now. That still seems kind of interesting, at least a little bit. Knight f4 d3 is probably killing all the counterplay though. When the knight hits d3, that doesn't look good. Yeah. Anyway, I have to push the d pawn. Everything else is kind of useless. Okay, so if I go d7, takes, I'm not promoting, huh? I'm really not promoting, that's a shame. Knight over there. Cannot even play knight b6. Wow. Knight c7. He can even take c4. I have no moves here. Wow. He's taking that. That's probably also okay. Rook b2, king c1, he can just take b5 probably. Yeah, he didn't play the most precise way probably, but it still wins. Yeah, okay, wow. I have to get on the scoreboard here. And another GM, that's cool. There's a Julian Hodgson here. Okay, guys, I'm getting GM after GM. That's cool. I mean, I'm not in the best of shapes. Give me some easier opposition, please. Okay, so let's try with a solid Queen's Gambit and see what Hodgson is doing against it. It's playing a form of the exchange variation. Yeah, here Queen b3 is critical, but h3. h3, yeah, why not? Yeah, this GM, oh, it's a pretty good GM, that Julian Hodgson. He's a 2650 guy, only retired. He's a really good GM, not your average kind of grandmaster. So let's see what happens here. He fianchettoed his bishop, and I thought maybe I can use this fact somehow to my advantage, but I'm not quite sure. The queen on b6 is kind of debatable there. Let's see. Yeah, someone writes no gambits tonight. Yeah, maybe I should play a crazy gambit and that would help, but I don't know. I don't know if that would help. So I'm giving that up, but I want better control there over e4. Let's do that. Knight to e4. It's probably going to go f3 now, not trade stuff. No, this one, yeah, gaining some space there on the king side. Yeah, it's not a terribly bad position, I think. b4, I'm not sure about really. That looks normal, but it gives me a potential knight to c4. I'm not sure if I manage that, but it's a possibility. Whenever I move this knight, though, his bishop might invade somewhere on e5 or somewhere around there. Okay, maybe get this out of the way first, so that bishop d6 is not coming with the tempo. He's playing it anyway. So where is he going? Is he really going to c5? It's hard to believe. It's almost a self-trap. What? And I go b6, and what then? Let's check here, and then b6. Okay. Yeah, you have to show me now. I think the bishop is trapped. Maybe there's a tactic that I don't understand, but okay, that's not really going to work, but objectively at least, but it's maybe still a bit tricky. So pawn takes c5. I have to go knight f6, I guess, to cover d5 and jump into e4 at the right moment. Yeah, so I'm a piece up. Maybe that's a win. It would be nice It would be nice to get a win in here in that stream. So just knight e4 I was thinking. Yep, let's do that. Or rook takes. Rook takes is making a bit more sense actually. Intending d4 and trying to get at his king. I have this extra piece and I should use it. Yeah, okay. That if I don't win that, I might as well stop with this. Stop with this game. It's really just a complete win. So rook e7 or yeah, probably. Rook c4 as a move now. Next, just rook c4 or d4. d4 is also good. Yeah, if he takes rook e2, will will be a mating attack. Okay, so he doesn't really believe that. But it is a mate, right? That's checkmate with queen f6. So we resigned. Yes. No, he didn't play the trump. That was a queen's gambit. I played d4, d5, avoiding the trump. Yeah. So, okay, so at least I got a win in, but still, it was a pretty bad start with those 3 pretty much uninspiring losses from 2 good positions, or maybe 3 even. But, yeah, my tactics are very, very off after that long break. I really have problems with the slightest kind. I never played Vichy Anand or Carlsen. Carlsen only as a kid online on ICC. I played Hikaru Nakamura a couple of times, losing about every game. I have one game though on video that I won against Nakamura. It was quite funny, but my overall score must be something like 3 out of 50 or so. It's so a real coincidence that I really got a win on video. And I lost tons of games, especially in the in my pre-video time, let's say. Also because Nakamura was playing far more games years ago. Nowadays he's really good for him, let's say, focused on yeah, on classical chess, trying to be a real challenger to Magnus Carlsen. So I only very recently looked at this a bit, and I must admit that I forgot most of it. That line is very much in fashion, but I think I have to start with bishop e7, huh? But I think I can take here and go bishop e7, right? This is one. He has not played g4. Well, I don't really know that line. I only looked at a couple of games, and I don't really, consider myself being anywhere near knowledgeable enough to claim that I know what I'm doing. Yeah, I got the recommendation to do some chess tempo tactics. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it would be helpful to get my tactics a little bit back into gear, but yeah, I have to find the time first. And well, my own play is important to me, but not as important as being a good teacher and let's say a good broadcaster and so on. This is my main focus nowadays. Okay, about that game, that's nice. Yeah, I got queen straighted, and this is a good endgame here for black. There's a question. What is the best anti-French line to play as white if you are someone who does not like to play in French-type positions? That's not so easy. If you don't like to play against in French-type positions, it's maybe something that you should work on, because I mean, many French-type positions are rather good for white. I mean, not like the French is a bad opening, but in many cases white has got more space and so on. According to most classical principles, that's something that's pretty good. So maybe it's just that you have to improve your play in those positions, and not go for some weird line to avoid the structures. I usually recommend the knight d2 with the Tarrasch. In many cases, after c5, it gets more open, the position types, and after knight f6, white probably is a little bit better anyway, even though it is a French type of position. But it's hard to get around to that. I mean, you can play the exchange to avoid the closed center, but that's really totally toothless, so nothing that I would recommend much. Yeah, well, about this game, I'm doing pretty normal stuff, let's say, and my opponent is taking ages, really ages. There's a question. I'm 2200, how do I get to 2400? Yeah, that depends a lot on your strength weaknesses profile. With 2200, of course, you're far behind some very standard stuff that anyone should do, like tactics and so on. You have to really look at your game, what's wrong, what's good, and see where you want to go. Do you want to emphasize your strength, or do you want to battle your weaknesses? That's an eternal question that you have to answer. For example, if you are let's say a tactically sharp player who enjoys complications, then it's an idea maybe to tailor your opening repertoire so that you get those positions mostly. On the other hand, you could say that it's a case where you want to make sure that you don't have a particular weakness, and then you would have to do something entirely different. It's hard to tell. It's really a very individual thing. Yeah, people are completely different. This is why chess is also such a versatile, interesting game. It's nobody is totally alike, and it's not so easy. There's no very simple recipe for improvement. But what is definitely necessary in any case is that you play quite a number of games. It's impossible to get serious improvement going without really playing a huge number of games. That's pretty much clear. If I take, does he go b4, or is that too crazy? It's a bit crazy, but interesting. b4. I don't have a great square for that knight. How weird is that? Anyway, I have to take. That's a cool idea. Knight a4. Well, b7 is not possible. Probably knight c6 looks really awkward. Wow, knight a4 looks strange. a3 was a cool idea. Weird. I really thought I had a good position, and now that doesn't seem to be the case. a3 was very strong. At least I couldn't really find why. I couldn't find a drawback, let's say. So is there something that I can do here? And knight b6 is a relatively passive move. I don't know if I have something better. I doubt it. Let's see if I can activate my bishop here. Yeah, he's got c5. I have knight d5 though. Okay, let's push. Let's push here. I don't think some slow play would help here. That's the question. Is it still true that an e4 repertoire is mostly more work than a d4 repertoire? Yeah, I still think so. At least the general. Yeah, I think so. In short, I think it's still a little bit more work, even if you have many sidelines in your repertoire. Yeah, knight c5. I wanted to take on f3 against that move, but he's got rook e3 check. What a silly move, rook e3. Yeah. Wow, I had such a good position. I keep screwing up good positions here. I mean, that wasn't anything particularly great, but losing it like that is kind of frustrating. b5, yep, thank you. Wow, why I'm playing like a moron here. It was a very good endgame out of the opening. Yeah, rook e3. Yeah, I saw that. He's putting that on the board, but you have rook e3, buddy. That is, I mean, this is just good. And white wins. Okay, so next game, Dr. Letargo from Germany. Let's get a win in, yeah? Please. Please. Maybe I should have played e4 and do something crazy. Okay, what is this? Kind of a weird Scandinavian. Yeah, some weird Scandinavian. What can you do? Knight h6. Cool. Okay. Okay. I'm going to lash out here. Normal chess doesn't net me anything here. Wait, what is he doing after c5? Going back to e8, yeah? Okay. Okay, this time I'm trying it. I'm trying pure aggression. Okay. So what is this? Pawn. I can take with the pawn. I can take with the knight. Okay, well, if I take with the pawn, that whole g4 business looks kind of crazy. Yeah, let's take with the knight. Oh, he's got knight e4 now. Yeah, I'm just playing. I just make too many mistakes. Very simple ones, as that. Okay, maybe it's not that terrible, but still. Okay, at least I'm threatening long castles here. Let's do that. Where are you going with that knight? Where are you going? I guess to play something weird, huh? Maybe queen f6 or something. Weird. Knight e5. Okay, if I take d6, Anyway, I can take and go f4, huh? It looks... Or bishop f4, actually. Is that better? Takes, queen takes. It's just deadly, that pin, huh? Or not? How is he? How is he not losing a piece now? I don't see it. I don't see it. Yeah, that pin on the d file and along the f4, d6 diagonal is kind of strong. I really don't see a move. Yeah, in d4 openings, there's a comparison of d4 and e4. One big difference between e4 and d4 openings is in d4 openings you have to deal a lot with transpositions and move orders, which doesn't happen that much with e4 openings. With e4, pretty much the first move decides. Yeah, he resigned that. That was a win. The first move decides what opening is going to be played, and usually you don't have many transpositions. Yeah, if they go 1 e5, let's say, or if they go the Sicilian, you won't transpose into a Caro-Kann, usually, something like that. And with d4 openings, you have many transpositions. And this makes learning 1d4 at times a bit tricky, because you have to be aware of those transpositions. But on the other hand, very often you can help yourself a little bit by simply understanding what's going on. Positions tend to be closed. There's a bit more in terms of strategy there. Yeah, so it's a bit different. And in some cases with 1 e4, you really have absolutely no alternative to playing very sharp lines, simply because anything else just gives you nothing or gives you problems. And with d4 you have more chances to play lines that are less committal, let's say. That's easier with 1 d4 than with 1 e4. Okay, here we have a pretty weird King's Indian, and a line that I don't really know well, but I know that it does exist. So let's see. Is knight d4 a move here? Maybe. Very tricky business. Yeah, let's play something active. Taking on d4 is not good at all, and I'm not quite sure what he's playing now. I mean, not that he has no move, but it's kind of difficult to guess. Many moves are not possible at all because they lose material, like bishop e5 or so, or knight takes d4. Knight e5. That I did not expect. Okay, let's take. See, here's a question. Is there a possibility that you will do again those top events recaps this year? Sure. I'm totally doing those. The thing was that the events that happened, there was the Norway chess tournament and Dortmund. Yeah, as I was on vacation, I simply wasn't around, and I couldn't do it. It was my vacation time. I will definitely do. I will do the St. Louis. How is it called? The Singfield Cup, and I will do the other big events there. Definitely, it's very enjoyable. I enjoy doing those, so I will definitely do it again. Okay, he's attacking f7 here. So do I have to play rook e5? Yeah, it seems to be. It's not ideal, but anyway, f7 was hanging. Yeah, I was away during all of those top events. It was for Norway chess, for Dortmund and so on. I've simply been away. So if I would have been home, I would do the recaps, of course. So I'm playing queen d3 to be active, to activate the queen, attacking e4. I'm a pawn down in this position, but this is what I mean with I'm not tactically alert. I mean, rook d1 is the most easiest move ever, and I didn't even think about that. Wow. The worst is that after queen a6, he might just play simple rook d6 and win a piece. Yeah. Yeah, I have no other move. And the simple rook d6 wins a piece. I have no square for my queen to try to use his weak back rank. That's amazing. Rook d6 just wins. Yeah, okay. That does not win. It might win because I make more mistakes, but rook d6 was just resigns. Okay. He still has the c-pawn, which can be very dangerous in connection with the knight. So what am I doing now? The queen is blocking the a-pawn now. Yeah, I wonder if I should do something like f5 or if that is a bad idea. It's probably very weakening and therefore tricky. But he has got he will come with c6. It's difficult. Yeah, that's probably not good, but I don't see what to do here. The pawn is too strong. So rook d8. It's playing queen c6 or something. I can even take a5. Nah, it's just a very easy win, probably with the c-pawn. Maybe if he trades queens, I get something with my a-pawn, but even that is a pretty vague hope. Queen c6 is also probably strong. Probably. Queen d7. Okay, I will just... Okay. He's got knight e7 to try to push the pawn home. Probably successfully. Maybe this, I don't know, it's probably lost anyway, but yeah, this way he covered the rook, so he can just go c7. Yeah. What's the problem here? c7? Yeah. Wow. Wow, what a bad stream. Okay, one more game. I really don't want to Want to start with stop with the loss again here. So there's a question: is c4 e5, knight c3, knight f6, knight f3, knight 6, d4 a bad line? Simon Williams got a new DVD on the English way, recommends this line, but it looks toothless to me. Yeah, it's probably nothing much. I looked at that very long time ago, and I even played it one or two times in tournament chess, but it's like 15 years ago. Back then it was pretty toothless. It had some ideas, but it wasn't really great. So, but I cannot really comment on that DVD by Simon Williams. I have not seen it, and I don't intend to get it. So it's difficult for me. I could have played the King's Gambit. You're right. Yeah, maybe I should have, just for sake of getting a crazy game. Well, maybe I can do something here without castling and attacking this guy. Yeah, let's go g4. That's probably probably not very good, but anyway, the way I'm playing it probably doesn't matter. Knight a5, okay. So knight f1, g3, g5, that's the point. Okay, he's moving. What is he doing there? Okay, he wants to go to f4. Yeah, I see. Okay. I can go knight. I can also play g5. It's quite interesting. Let's go g5. Yeah, I don't really know if that is so great, to be honest. Queen and rook is on. Yeah, but I can castle long here. Let's see what happens. Oh, weird position. That's not a dull Italian game. Sometimes the Italian game can be pretty dull, but this is kind of interesting. Wow. I wanted to go e5 anyway, so what is the point there? He wants to go where? To g6 or where? Interesting. Okay, I have to prepare that though. On queen g6 I can go knight f6, so that's not going to work. Okay, it's a simple tactic, but it is there. So okay, let's go e5. Queen g6, knight f6, or knight h4 even. Queen g6 is totally ridiculous. So he goes to b6. Doing what? He's attacking f2. Okay. I can go here, right? And b4 is also winning the knight. Almost. He can go to c6. It's not winning the knight. Okay. Well, I can do this, huh? Just attack his bishop there. And let's take this. Okay, if I take g6, he will take d4 probably. But okay, I can just return. Yeah. c4. I mean, his bishop on a7 is not exactly great. So what am I doing? Am I taking this thing on g6 or not? Or do I go h4? Probably h4, h5 is better, huh? I should only, if he goes b5 and stuff like that, then I can consider to I can take with the d pawn, and then my bishop on c2 gets activated again. Do I want to take or not? Maybe I'm taking. Huh? It's not a bad idea. He takes with the rook. I have f4, f5, or just g6. Okay, this one. I have f4, f5 now, amongst others. Or I can attack that knight there with queen d2. Okay, I'm rerouting that knight over to e4. That cannot be a bad idea. It would be strange if it was. Go h6 here. And knight to e4, knight to f6. That cannot be bad, really. Okay, he has to give the exchange then, probably. No, he does not give the exchange. Interesting. There's some way to get rid of that rook. What is he going to do? Is he going to play like bishop b8 or something? I don't quite get it. Maybe this. If he takes with the rook, I have queen d2. That's a double attack. Okay. What did I overlook there? Or nothing? That's a double attack. Rook on f4 and the knight. Okay, so with what? If I take with this, that looks a bit better strategically. Keeps this nicely protected. So yeah, he might take there, but I don't really care that much. I can take on e6 now. Okay, if it takes, okay, I have rook e7 coming. That's also quite nice. So take here. Yeah, okay, so still rook e7, huh? Probably. That cannot be bad. So if I go queen e2, I'm threatening. No, I'm not threatening rook h7. Unfortunate. Is there some way to directly threaten stuff? He has this check here. Yeah, anyway, for rook e8, I only have 50 seconds. What is that? That's a pretty slowish move. Takes, pawn takes. Hard to believe. That one. If he takes, pawn takes, is queen e5 coming. And I'm threatening rook h7, queen c7 here. It should be good. And rook e8, I'm not sure. I'm threatening that, but rook h7 is a threat for queen c7. Yes, that's one move that I was a bit concerned about. Yeah, shoot. That's not ideal, really not. He's got bishop b4. Wow. Wow. It's really better to be lucky than good, right? Okay, so I'm actually winning this bloody game. If the time is going to be okay. Okay, so at least I managed to get a final win in. Ah, wow. Okay, I really didn't play a good session here. I hope you enjoyed it anyway. At least that was a final wild game. There's a question. What's my opinion about Mike Kammer's relentless attack against the 2 knights defense for black in the Italian game? He says it's bad for beginners to allow. I have no opinion about what Mr. Kammer is doing. I think the St. Louis Chess Club should get rid of this guy. He simply has no idea about the game and is also a terrible teacher. So he should just. I really don't know why they have him, especially on video. It's simply terrible to watch. Okay. Anyway, I hope you still had a good time, even though I didn't play that well. And I'm back online next week, definitely. So let's meet next week and hope that I'm a little bit better shape then. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Bye.